I mean, this is crazy. I was not expecting this. Now, obviously, we were getting JJK0, right? That was a no-brainer, but the unit we're getting, let's just play the video. I am pretty happy overall. I was very surprised when we saw him on screen. So this is the story event trailer, or no, this is a Yuta trailer. And yeah, there we go. It's Yuta. The new unit is Yuta, which is kind of wild to think about. But we have a new JJK0 Yuta, specifically from JJK0, and we're getting it tomorrow. So be there for the stream. We're going to be streaming live with all the new updates. Now, unfortunately, what kind of sucks is that Yuta, like the announcements for Yuta are only in an hour. So I'm going to record this, publish this, and then afterwards we'll do our thing. So expect another video today about Yuta when we get more information in an hour. Probably going to post it in 2 to 3 hours. So we're going to talk about what I'm expecting for Yuta, what you guys should expect, because I don't think anyone thought it would be Yuta. Because we already got Yuta, and it's kind of hard to make another unit, but I guess they did. So we saw parts of his animation here. Now, this is his art, by the way. It's probably the best art in the game. I'm just going to be real. It might be the best art in the game, without a doubt. And for people wondering if he's limited, almost like 99.99% chance. Unless it says it here, I don't think it does. It's 99% chance he's limited because it's JJK0. Every single JJK0 unit has been limited. And yeah, I think, unless it says it might, I just don't think we need a confirmation from them. I'm just taking logical approach that he's going to be limited. So, this is a W release. I think better than Gojo. Now, the one problem with it is that now Domain Gojo is possible. 0.2 Domain Gojo can happen for the anniversary. So we're going to see announcements in an hour. But essentially, like, a second Yuta isn't bad. I'd rather get a second Yuta until, well, Calling Games Yuta. So this confirms two things. Number one, we're not getting a Calling Games Yuta soon. Like within the next 6 months. But, we're finally getting a second Yuta. I think, considering the first Yuta was in December 2023, I think it's fine that we're getting another Yuta with an even better art. So, to me, no problems there. Art is amazing now. There is also gonna be, there's a new story event, and it's based off of a manga, I think, that Gege published in 2021. So this actually does look pretty cool. The art is actually really nice. I do like that art a lot. It feels like it has a bit more effort. I like how Gojo's there. Like, they had to include him, bro. They had to. So, we have this pretty cool. Not really much to kind of comment on. Now, I feel like this event's going to be goated because of all the boosts that we're going to have. It's a story event. And it's weird. We never really have a story event releasing this early. Usually it's the last event in a month. So I guess we're getting either another story event or a map event at the end. That art really does look good. I'm not going to lie. Like the Yuta art. I might have to put that for the thumbnail, I guess. Because there's nothing else right now. We have to wait an hour for his fucking art. Like, what the fuck? And, the fact they show Panda... Imagine there's Panda SP buffs. That would be kind of goated. I'm not going to lie. And there we go. So that's the story event. And, I mean, yeah, like I was saying, for the story event, it's going to be great for people who have JJK0 stuff. Because we have the 2 units, and I think the rec bits should also count. So in terms of rec bits, I mean, I think there's a good amount of them. There's this one. I don't know which ones I have actually, but I think there's this one, and I think there's 2 more, but I don't know if I have the Gato ones. Anyway, there's a good amount of rec bits that we're gonna have for boost, so I'm pretty excited for this event. Now, in terms of everything else, what are we gonna have announced, right? What's gonna happen? So we're going to get some confirmations in an hour for a couple of things. They only showed Yuta and then like the trailer, but in a couple of hours, we should get some things. So first of all, we should get Tower announced. Tower should probably end up happening very soon. So essentially, they're going to announce which floors. Now, why I'm saying this is because Tower is before JJK0 here. So to me, this just means that we're going to be getting Tower... well, on the maintenance drop, which is tomorrow. So after maintenance, which I think this ends at midnight EST, 2 hours before the game goes live. So 2 hours before this, we're going to have the Tower drop. And then afterwards, we're going to get Yuta. So we'll see what exactly how many floors we're getting for Tower. We should see that, like, very soon, right? That should be what we're seeing next. So that's going to be the first thing to kind of keep in mind. We're going to get that info soon. Now, in terms of Yuta, we're not going to find this out for a while, but what color is he going to be? So I think yellow is off the table because Shoko exists, and most likely this Yuta is going to heal. Also because yellow is kind of in a really good spot. Same with green. Now, could green happen? Yes, the problem is Yuta is mainly Jujutsu. Now, keep in mind, they could easily make this Yuta more Taijutsu, I guess, maybe. But we would need to see, right? Because it's still Rika, right? So I'm gonna need to see. Now, Rika herself, what type of damage does she do? Jujutsu. So keep that in mind. So we know Yuta heals. We know he does mainly Jujutsu. To me, I just don't see a green unit happening because of that. So I think blue is the only one that could happen. I think no matter what, it's going to be blue. Obviously, it can't be red. Not going to be yellow, I don't think. Not going to be green, and it's going to be blue. This also lines up because we have a red healer, Yuta, green, well, specifically the SSRs. Because yes, there's a blue SR Shoko, but there's no blue SSR healer. There's a green, red, and yellow SSR healer. So if Yuta heals, I think it would make sense for him to be blue on all accounts. Now, it's a bit odd, because what is he going to be? Is he going to be a support, a DPS? Because if he's a DPS, then it's kind of a weird spot because he won't be Taijutsu. Are we getting another DPS Jujutsu unit for blue instead of a Taijutsu one? I think that would be a very bad thing for them to do. So I really hope it does not happen. And we're only going to find out tomorrow. But I don't know. I really hope this guy, I mean, is a support in a way. I don't know how, because clearly we have like Rika reaching out to do damage, maybe a debuffer. I'm just like, he needs to be some type of support if he's going to be a Jujutsu DPS, because or else it's just not going to go well. However, if he is a support, right, maybe he's going to be the damage increase unit. If he's the debuffer for damage increase debuff, right, then I think he could be really good if you think about it, because this red Yuta is pretty much like, sometimes you only use him for his heal. So blue Yuta is, considering if he is blue, could be good if he's doing heals plus also doing a debuff or a buff, maybe. It's possible. What if now, when he heals, he gives a permanent buff, right? Like every time he heals, because this Yuta gives himself a stat buff. What if this time he gives his allies a 40% stat buff every time he heals, and he could heal like 3 or 4 times? I think that would be actually the best way to go about it if they're going to make him a stat buffer. And it would be permanent stat buffs. And, you know, we see with Kusakabe, they're willing to do something like that. So I'm pretty interested to see how exactly Yuta is going to be. We're going to get confirmation in about an hour from when this video is posted. But I thought, you know, I want to be on this info first, so we're going to get this out there. I actually do think that Yuta is a good pick over Gojo any day of the week. I'd rather a Yuta. So this is super hype. Be there for the stream tomorrow. Like the stream, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.